That's really exciting. Can you say more about how your life became richer and fuller when you focused on your mental health?
Yeah, because I was really just focusing more on those moments, just like enjoying the process of, feeling better about my riding, my cycling, feeling better about, just focusing on those, just the progress that I was making, just kind of focus on the next, I don't know, just like the next job, the next, yeah, I don't know how to really explain that part, but everything was just it just felt like I had more time to reflect than anything else.
It sounds like it was a really big challenge to the culture you grew up with to
Mhm.
switch out of competition and being outcome driven and perfectionism over to valuing yourself and your mental health. Was there something that changed that belief?
Um, it, I think I just sort of got a confirmation, through my therapy process that yes, that this was like the type of person that you wanted to become, right? Or this is the type of person that you are. Or, but except for that, and the more that just more that I explored myself, I obviously just wanted to become more of that person rather than trying to become a person that I want, that I not inspire or aspire to become. It's more like of what other people thought that I would become, right?
Yeah.
So,
Or maybe who you thought you should be. You're
yeah.
now like kind of surrendering into and relaxing into who you are rather than who you should be.
No, yeah, absolutely. And that's probably the reason why even though I feel during the coronavirus pandemic, I just felt pretty dull, this whole entire time. Thankfully I have my dog, I haven't actually been writing as much, but I there is still some confidence and I don't feel depressed. Nothing, my daily routines don't feel like a chore. So, having that said, I definitely feel like I've progressed, from at least 3 years ago.
And can you say how kind of learning more about yourself, your identity, and who you are had such like large consequences for what your life will be in the future, specifically through your career?
Yeah, it's I sorry, can you say that question again? I literally forgot.
Yeah, no problem. Can you say more about how learning about who you are and your identity and what you value and believe in, how did that impact what you've chosen to do for a living?
Oh yeah, I mean, it completely impacted my career direction. Um, the more that I don't know how to really answer this. It's just the more that for example, the Myers-Briggs test, and all these other personality tests. And as much as I want to take them with a grain of salt, it was kind of like the person. I mean, I always felt like I was that type of person in terms of I love to advocate and to support others. I didn't have like much competition like within me. And so probably that's the reason why that, going for law school or going, trying to go through the conventional route of getting a career just never that just felt so foreign to me working in an office for 70 hours a week or things like that. It still doesn't sound right. And the more that I realized of a people person that I am, and the more that I realized that I really like just being around people and helping them out, the more that I felt like I wanted to be in the helping profession. And from going from like, doing law or business or events management and now doing, going into the social work helping industry, it's kind of a big change. And for some reason, it just feels so right at the moment. Uh, and I feel so much better about myself and who I am as a person. doing something that I know that is fulfilling me and my values.
Great. It seems like your life sounds richer and fuller in a number of different ways. So, externally, kind of what you choose to put your time into, and also internally, how you relate to yourself. Do you want
Mm-hmm.
to say more about those two concepts?
Oh, yeah. I mean, now they're more in sync. Does that make sense? Um,
Absolutely.
like I don't feel everything that I kind of like show outwardly. It feels like okay, now I'm actually, kind of like showcasing or portraying what I actually truly believe in now. So my internal thoughts or what I value inside, this was different from before because I had those same internal thoughts maybe, but my outwardly showing or just how I presented myself it just felt different and nothing was ever in sync. And I always felt that maybe that's the reason why I felt misaligned with my values at the time, or just nothing felt right within me. All these weird sensations that always happen. So
I'm
yeah.
really here. Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that your internal experience and your outward experience like started to sync up. The more you
Right.
started to you kind of explored yourself and your internal world, and your values, your identity, and your beliefs.
Mhm.
So I'm so happy to hear about all of that. Is there anything else about your journey that you want to share?
Uh, nothing in particular. I think the last thing I would like to say is that, and feel free to cut this part out, is I actually never thought how much therapy would actually help me. And so, in the very beginning, I obviously had no expectations in terms of, um, how this even would affect me in some way, because, my mind had a very black and white, stereotypical perspective on what a therapy experience is all about. I'm so glad that that's all wrong in a sense. And it actually went above and beyond what I uh, would have expected when it came to my own mental well-being. And so, even therapy had completely changed the way that completely changed my career direction into where I want to be now. And so, yeah, I just know that this is effective. I know that it works. And if people just put their heads into it, and because they're the only ones that can make the change, uh, that it can happen. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. The therapy process can help you explore, it can guide you and support you, but you're the one that makes the change. I'm just so
absolutely.
happy to hear that you grew the way you did. So thank you for sharing and thanks
Thank
for
you
being on
so
the
much,
show.
Maggie. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.